All right. Example 5, nonlinear functions. Everything about function notation we learned is the same thing. Nonlinear just means it is not a straight line. So this is non-linear. Straight line here. That's linear. All right. That's the difference between nonlinear and linear. And the big clue that that's happening is actually that x squared right there, or the t squared. That's what's making this nonlinear. This is actually a function that can be used to represent the speed of a falling object or the height of a falling object. This is the height of a falling object, sorry. So, that's why they're using h. h of t. So here we're trying to find h of 4. h of 4. That's what we say. So I plug that in. Negative 16 times 4 quantity squared plus 68 times 4 plus 2. And with this problem, I'm just going to now evaluate the right-hand side's expression. 4 squared is 16. 68 times 4. Let me do a little side note here. That's 4 times 70 minus 2. 4 times 7 is 28 minus 8. So that's 272 plus 2 more. 16 times 16. I'm lucky because I'm a math teacher. I know what that is. That's 256. And one of them is negative, so it's negative 256 plus 274. I just combine those two parts together there. So it's really 274 minus 256, which, let's borrow one there. 14 minus 6 is 8. 6 minus 5 is 1. 2 minus 2 is 8. So it all comes down to 18. So h of 4 equals 18. Again, if you remember, with function notation, that means I have the coordinate, if I were to graph this, 4, 18. All right, next one. The next one's a little bit more confusing. What's happening here, instead of plugging a number in, we're plugging in a new variable. So we plug it in just like the number, but now it's going to be a variable. And then we're going to multiply 2 times whatever this whole thing is. So 2 times h of g. So let's do the h of g part first. 2 times whatever h of g is. All that's happening is everywhere where there was a t before, there's now going to be a g. So negative 16 g squared plus 68 g plus 2. And now I've got the 2. I'm going to distribute it by all the parts. 2 times negative 16 g squared plus 2 times 68 g. Oh, sorry. That g should be on the inside of the parentheses there. Plus 2 times 2. Negative 32 g squared plus 2 times 60 is 120. 2 times 8 is 16. So 136 g plus 4. I check to see if there's any like terms to combine, and there aren't, because I have a constant, a linear term, the g, and a g squared, which is called a quadratic. You'll learn about that later. So there's nothing to combine there. So 2 times h of g equals this whole expression. And there we go. If you're plugging in a variable, you sometimes just have to be careful that if you got a negative going in, but really it's just replacing the other new variable. And that's it for this section, I believe. Yep, that's it for this section.